Vous voulez contrôler le peuple? Il suffit de prédire l'arrivée d'un messie. Et ils attendront. Pendant des siècles.
No, no. No.
Okay, hi.
Hello, bonsoir tout le
Hello
monde.
tout le monde.
Salut Frédéric, Veda, Hassan, et ouais, bienvenue à tous. Et donc il y a Veda Austin qui va vous présenter ses travaux sur l'eau, et justement des travaux très intéressants. Donc voilà, merci d'être venu, et puis vous poserez vos questions après. Voilà, je vous laisse commencer avec Nenki ou avec Veda qui veut peut-être faire sa présentation, et ensuite elle va parler, puis il y aura des traductions de Frédéric et de Nenki, tout simplement. Je vous en prie.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta cut off the sound. Okay, that's good. Well, my first of all, it's a great pleasure. C'est un grand plaisir de vous accueillir parmi nous. And vous êtes les bienvenus. You're most and welcome because we share the same passion and also for truth, for knowledge, and for also what is this world made of, and so on. So we're all searchers of truth, hidden truth, or forbidden technologies, and so you know, you are among a good family, and we were all awaiting everything that you want to share with us about your experience with water. Alors, je lui ai dit la bienvenue, tout ça, et que on va partager et écouter ce qu'elle a à nous dire de son expérience avec l'eau. So, my first question was, what brought you into this this realm?
Thank you so much. So my journey with water started about 25 years ago. I was in a terrible car accident and we went under a 7-ton truck rolled twice and the driver was decapitated. And it was considered one of the worst accidents in New Zealand where someone survived. I had eight operations over the course of 20 years. And on my last operation, they found I had blood clots in my lungs. And
il y a 25 ans, elle a vécu un accident, tout ça, qui a atteint son corps et qui l'a abîmé aussi. Elle a eu des problèmes au niveau de la respiration, etc. Donc, là, elle a subi. Did you have operations or?
Eight operations.
Oui, OK. Donc, elle a eu une opération et tout ça. Donc, c'est à partir de ce moment-là. Is it where you started to be attracted somehow?
Well, no. On my 8th operation, they found I had blood clots in my lungs, and they wanted me to be on warfarin, a blood thinner. It's a rat poison too, and I didn't want to do that. And a doctor friend of mine, he said, if you can find a natural high source of alkaline water, it might help to stop the blood clots from getting worse and from forming again. He says it can help to stabilize the pH of my blood. So I started trialing lots of different waters with a pH of 7 and up, thinking that might help. That was my first introduction to the healing energy, the healing powers of water. That led me on to being introduced to a man who had his own private water source. The pH out of the ground from this aquifer was 9.9. It's the highest pH I'd ever heard of.
Wow.
And when I started drinking it, after 10 days, all these bumps coming up along my arm and along my jaw that were really painful.
Mm-hmm.
And this was 20 years after my car accident.
Mm.
And one of them, I got some tweezers and I started to like pick it out and realized actually it was glass. The 27 pieces of glass were purged out of my body from drinking a special type of water. And then I started trialing it with other people, and everyone had some amazing response to it. So that was my first introduction to the power that water can have through frequency, through energy, and through its own.
It has power. It has power, yes. All right, mais just donc il y a 20 années, suite à cet accident-là qu'elle a eu, il y a quelqu'un qui lui a dit, est-ce que tu as vérifié ton pH? C'est-à-dire, oui, ton pH. Et puis, elle avait un pH de 6.0 qui est vraiment bas. Et puis, elle a eu... elle avait des problèmes à tous les niveaux. Donc, elle a commencé à boire de l'eau avec un pH élevé. Elle avait découvert une eau qui avait un pH de 9. C'est formidable. Et c'est ça qui l'a ramené, si vous voulez, à la santé. Et voilà. So, after you did this cure with high alkaline, your pH went up, and then you started to feel healed.
Et Nenki aussi, elle avait des bouts, avec cet accident, en fait, elle a eu des bouts de verre qui sont restés dans son corps, plein de petits bouts de verre, en fait. Tu as oublié de dire ça.
Merci d'aider.
Voilà, je comprends,
Merci.
pas de souci. Et il n'y avait
Très
pas de
important.
possibilité de les enlever. Et donc, elle a
Wow.
cherché une solution. Elle a essayé de trouver une solution. Et justement, elle a fait des recherches sur l'eau. On lui a parlé de travaux sur l'eau. Et par rapport à ça, ben, elle s'est intéressée à l'eau, tout simplement. Si j'ai bien compris, normalement, c'est ça.
C'est
Voilà.
parfait. C'est
Pas de
super.
souci.
Mais merci pour le verre qu'elle a mentionné. I had forgot to mention the pieces of glass.
The glasses in your body.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
So now you can pick up from where you left.
Okay.
You translated everything.
Cool. So I started to do trials. I had a wellness center. I trialed people to drink this natural water. So it's not ionized. It hasn't been altered. This is like spring. Everybody had some result. Everybody started to have more energy. People's eyesight was improving. There were lots of improvements. So I wanted to understand what made this water different. So I began a journey into the new science of water. And there is a new science compared to an old science. There are people that are really making a difference looking at water in many different perspectives. Personally, I see it in three ways. I see scientifically, artistically, and consciously, and they interweave together. So then I started to do more research, and I discovered that you can't just read an analysis of water and understand everything about it. There is much more to water than just what's in it. Water itself is separate to what water holds. So there is a structure, there is a type of, the work I do is in crystallography. So I'm looking at structures in crystallography. So maybe say that, and then I'll start with who inspired me to go forward with the work.
Okay.
Bon, oui, c'est que malheureusement, là j'ai vraiment besoin de Frédéric pour faire la traduction parce que j'ai dû me retourner et enlever mon casque et pour aller me chercher de l'eau. Je suis béni des dieux. I am blessed from God because we have a source here. The water where I live is from about let's say 55 feet deep in the mountain, and this water is so powerful. It's healing, and it has a lot of silica in it and everything. It's incredible. It's incredible. So anyway, um, so that's why I missed, and I would appreciate if Frederick could just
C'est
Ouais, mais
c'est pas
j'ai
grave.
vraiment manqué.
Moi,
Non,
j'écoutais un
franchement,
petit peu, ouais. Alors,
moi
apparemment,
j'ai du mal à, je vais avoir du mal en fait.
ouais.
Désolé,
Oh,
c'est que
no,
le son est pas, le son est pas parfait pour moi et je suis concentré à 200% pour essayer de comprendre. Je vais pas y arriver, désolé.
Ben, moi,
okay,
j'ai compris que, en fait, par rapport à ses recherches, elle a aperçu que, justement, scientifiquement parlant, artistiquement parlant, et on va dire, si je pourrais dire, comment on a dit le mot, religieusement parlant, il y avait des attributs de l'eau qui faisaient que, en fait, elle s'est vraiment intéressée là-dessus. Et par le biais d'un médecin, après la fin, j'ai pas très bien compris, mais je pensais que tu suivais un petit peu. J'étais en train de faire des réglages et qu'en fait, tout au long de sa vie, ben, elle a étudié ça. Elle a toujours été proche des sources de l'eau et comme quoi, ben, l'eau c'est bénéfique. Et puis voilà, c'est ce que à peu près. Hein, j'ai fait un petit résumé. Voilà,
yes.
voilà,
I
Veda.
can add that the Masaru Emoto in 2006 turned my life upside down about water and its relationship with the source of life. No water, no life. So uh, anyway, thank
So
God for this man. I'm sure I know you know him, and I know you've probably savored every one of his experiences and everything, and they're all over internet, and that's wonderful because I realized there and then that water is sentient. Water is sentient. It's intelligence. It's not intelligent. It's intelligence. It's linked to every particle that exists. That's the ether. Is micro small, uh, molecules of
someone
water.
once, someone
Yes.
once said to me, "What if water is expressing its consciousness through us?"
Exactly. And the fun
The
part is that
intelligence of water.
Hmm.
yes,
It is a life. The water, it is life.
and it
Yeah.
And
has memory
for
and it
human being, it's
memory.
very comment on pourrait dire ça, Nanki, comment je pourrais dire bénéfique, beneficially for medically human beings.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
True.
absolutely.
So Masaru Emoto was one of the people that I was. I read his book. I looked at his work, and I think one of the biggest gifts he gave, because the scientific community really didn't understand what was going on with that. They didn't like that they couldn't do all these double blind trials, but it doesn't mean it wasn't scientific. So Masaru opened the door so that people could have uh, a connection with the expression of water seen through microscopic crystallography. And his work was very important. He opened a door. And one of my friends, Laurent Costa, he was doing work around the same time that inspired me very much because his work was showing imagery through a microscope, not just geometry, and that was different. So that because I worked professionally as an artist as well in my early 20s for about 15 years. And now I work as a professional water researcher. But the artistic part of my mind, of my heart, was able to value the art that water created. So Laurent's book, he's getting these images of, I forget, hearts. It's so the opposite of what my hands can do. So he's getting imagery.
C'est comme la forme d'un cœur, l'énergie que l'eau a prise, la forme d'un cœur. C'est comme, le. It's so beautiful. You have some pictures that I saw of your. It's amazing. The reproduction. It's like it has memory. I mean, it's everything. God is water.
It is very interesting because I went from a scientific view through to my own curiosity. I wanted to see for myself if water had some kind of memory. And so Laurent inspired me, Emoto inspired me. So I had no microscope then when I first started 8 years ago, no microscope. But I had a petri dish of really great water that had helped heal my body, and I had my phone. So the first test I did, I had water in the petri dish, and I thought I would think something and just freeze it, because Emoto and Laurent's work is with frozen water. So there was some fluff, a bit of fluff in the water. So I put my hand in to take the fluff out. But I'm thinking, I wonder if my hand will impact the water's memory at all. And then I froze it. I pulled it out hours later, held it up to the light, and I took a photo on my iPhone. And the photo changed the course of my life forever. So I'm going to show you the first photo that I saw.
Okay, I just gonna explain to you what you're about to do. Is
Okay.
that Veda? Veda, what a name!
Thank you.
Well, Veda is the Veda is the sacred scriptures of the Indians, and Austin. Well, that's a hell of a little card. I can go very fast. OK, just kidding. Alors, elle va partager avec nous les images qu'elle a, qu'elle a photographiées et qui en sont ressorties de ses expériences. Alors, go for it. Je t'en prie.
Excuse-moi, Nenki. Je voudrais revenir sur quelque chose à un moment donné, elle parle de japonais, acupuncteur, qui ont fait des recherches comme le japonais Masuro.
Oui, merci.
Et après, elle a un ami qui a fait. Et après, elle parle d'un ami français. You have one friend, French. He make the photo. Il a pris des photos dans le microscope.
Fine.
Very, very, very
fine grain. Yes.
Right. Yes. You speak from that.
This is the photo. Can you see it? Firstly, can you see my screen share?
Well, we're living to see that, not dying. You know, it's funny. The Americans, they say, "Oh, I'm dying to see it." No, I'm living to see it. Let's just share with us.
I'm sharing it now, but can you not see it?
Yes, there they are. You can see yourself. Yes.
You can see the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's a hand.
It's the hand. So what's interesting is how big this is. It took up half of the petri dish. So this is not microscopic, it's macroscopic. So this was my first picture that I saw in the ice. And I kind of freaked out because I was like, how can this be real? So the next
elle a été surprise, étonnée, elle a sursauté. OK.
Nancy, non, au début, elle a dit c'est sa première photo qu'elle a prise, en fait. Elle a posé
Oui.
sa main, voilà.
Oui.
Ensuite, elle a glacé justement, un genre de bocal, l'eau, voilà. Et en fait, elle s'est aperçue que il y avait la trace de sa main. C'était incroyable.
Oui.
C'était presque
Oui.
comme une radio. Voilà. Et c'est macroscopique et non pas microscopique. Voilà.
Oui, c'est ça. Wow.
Désolé,
Oui,
Linky. Pas de
non,
souci.
non, non. Mais
Il y a des
enfin,
choses, j'arrive à comprendre, et d'autres, voilà.
mais il y a des bouts
Sorry.
que je perds, moi aussi, tu sais, je veux dire, sans vouloir. Hein.
Ça l'a
C'est
étonné.
comme...
Non, non, il n'y a pas de souci.
So
Mais,
then I went to the ocean because I wanted to see. I thought if any water will be informed naturally, it will be the ocean. So I got some seawater, and
elle est allée à l'océan et elle a pris de l'eau de la mer,
L'eau de mer, ouais.
de l'eau de mer. Elle est allée à l'océan. Elle voulait faire l'expérience avec l'océan. Keep going, Veda.
so now you can see the fish in the
Oh my
picture.
God.
Perfect eye and fins, and the texture is different because it is seawater.
Ouais. La texture est différente à cause de la salinité de l'eau. C'est bien ça.
Exact. Oui, oui,
Voilà.
oui.
Et ça fait des cristaux. Voilà.
Oui.
So then I wanted to see if water could show me something really complex. So, but this was natural. So I took the water from an area in New Zealand that has a lot of Maori history. The picture here is of an old Maori food storage hut of over 100 years ago. This is a sketch from an old Maori food storage hut. They used to put food up high so the animals couldn't get it. But sometimes they would put water in gourds and store them in these houses. So the water that I used was from a spring that was running past this area. So the image here was, that's what I saw first. I didn't even know about this. Water showed this historical site from 100 years ago. Even you see the second one, just from its memory of history. So this is a historical picture that water depicted 100 years ago.
C'est une photo qui date de 100 ans.
Oui.
Et apparemment, elle a pris de l'eau. Alors, je sais pas comment le dire. Alors, je sais pas si c'est de l'eau externe, de l'eau naturelle. Voilà. Et donc, elle s'est aperçue que, en faisant la même chose, le même procédé, justement, sur une photo qui avait plus de 100 ans, et en noir et blanc en plus, elle s'est aperçue que les formes réapparaissaient en congelant. Voilà. Si je puis me permettre. Enfin, en étant simple.
Ah, c'est super, super. Une chance qu'on t'a. This is. What was it?
Moi, je voulais juste poser une question, Linky.
It proves the memory. The water, the memory water is like the something was imprinted in this water. That's incredible. Okay, vas-y.
Veda, what type of water you use for this picture?
This was water taken from a spring.
A spring.
That ran in this area, from this area of settlement.
C'est de l'eau dans une aire naturelle qu'elle a récupérée, il me semble, c'est bien ça.
Wow.
A natural water.
De l'eau de mer, entre de l'eau de mer
farmhouse.
et de l'eau de fontaine.
So I wanted I've changed my technique over time. So now for many years I haven't frozen water completely. I hope you can translate this. There are two types of water in water. One type is informed water. The second type is uninformed water. So when I was doing all my freezing tests, I realized there is a special state between liquid and ice as water is informed and it's beginning to use its building blocks of ice to create. So the informed water, the first type of water, is attracted to the glass, the bottom of the glass petri dish first. The second type of water stays liquid for much longer before it freezes. My technique now, I only freeze the informed water. It's a very thin layer of ice that has created these images. So maybe explain that and then I'll explain this photo.
How do you process that the ice makes itself in the
Faut traduire déjà, Nenki, pour qu'ils comprennent les gens. Apparemment,
Oui.
elle a utilisé deux techniques. La première, c'était avec une fine particule très très fine au fond. Bottom, c'est le fond. Voilà, de ce que
Oui.
de son récipient. Et ensuite, elle a rajouté de l'eau par-dessus, légèrement, pour pouvoir glacer. Voilà. Et après, ben, au fur et à mesure, elle a un petit peu, on va dire, expérimenté ou amélioré sa technique. Voilà. C'est ce que j'ai compris en gros. Hein. Après, il y a des trucs. Ouais. Peut-être qu'il y a des choses, je me trompe, mais en gros, c'est ça.
Non, non, en gros, c'est dans le mille. Okay, you can keep on going, Veda.
So then I was using different influences. So this image is a photo I printed out my friend, this is my friend Wendy. I printed her photo out. And then I put my petri dish of water on top of the photo for 30 seconds. And then I froze it using my technique. And this is the image in the ice of my friend from her photo.
Ah. Wow.
Yeah.
Mystery. This is powerful.
So water picked her features up. And then the following photo is another image of someone else with his features. So it shows its intelligence very clearly through this art. So I don't know, can you explain that maybe?
J'ai pas très bien. J'étais ailleurs, moi, je suis en train de faire, essayer de voir quelques mots de traduction. T'as écouté, Nenki?
Oui.
Est-ce que tu peux traduire? T'as demandé, est-ce que tu peux traduire ça, ce qu'elle a dit?
Si Frédéric a saisi aussi, ça pourrait m'aider un peu. Parce
Il a
que...
du mal à entendre, Frédéric.
Ah.
Voilà. Excuse me, Veda. You can re-explain this you say? Sorry. Just the 2 minutes.
Just rephrase it.
Alors,
Phrase.
l'eau,
One phrase.
l'eau a pris la photo comme une mémoire de son ami.
Oui.
The water take the photo from your friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically,
Yes?
yes.
Thank you.
I can hear a lot in the background.
Yes.
So this is the same test with a different photo. This photo, I put the petri dish of water on top of the photo for 30 seconds, froze it, and this is the image of his photo. You can see the features are the same. And then I did the same thing. My friend said, can you show my photo to the water? The water took his photo and showed himself.
Donc, elle a fait le même procédé sur la photo de son ami et elle s'est aperçue que ben, ça fonctionnait et que c'était à peu près le même procédé. On voit bien la forme justement de son visage.
The first photo is your father?
The first photo, this one.
Son ami.
Ah non, mais non, l'autre, il y avait
Je sais qu'on pique.
This one is when I was in Germany. It was a friend, a scientist.
D'accord.
This one, so I did these influences are all photos. So I showed the water the photo of my daughter's hair. Water, this is the ice image. It's very complex. As an artist, it's hard to even draw a braid, but water picked up the photo, that braid in the photo, and created it in the ice.
C'est vraiment incroyable.
Ouais. It's very beautiful.
Incredible.
Ouais.
So I wanted to try that in repeat study, to say it's not a coincidence, right? So this is the more science part, where I have done that trial 3 more times. All these 3 show the braid. So every time the water is showing me the image it sees, but each time it's like a different artist drawing the same picture.
En fait, elle a procédé 3 expériences et à chaque fois, ça reproduisait exactement la photo en question. Donc là, c'est des nattes.
Des nattes de saphir.
Des nattes de saphir, ouais. Et donc, voilà. Et donc, ça fonctionnait à chaque fois. Et à chaque fois, l'image, l'eau, on va dire, absorbée, prenait en mémoire via ce procédé. Voilà.
You can see the test I did. So this picture I printed out. I was researching electrical conductivity and I liked the black and white picture. So I printed it out and I put the petri dish of water on top of it for 30 seconds, froze it, and this was the image in the ice. This is amazing that water is showing such intelligence of design. It's intelligent design, really.
Elle dit que c'est vraiment fantastique que justement la mémoire de l'eau prenne justement les structures, les formes en fait. Voilà. La forme parfaite.
It amplify the mystery of the creator, which is the creation also. It's like the creation is the creator. There's not the creator on one side and the creation on the other side. No. Everything that exists is the creator, the the source of all things, or everything, and that's hydrogen and water, oxygen makes the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost is pure electricity, pure energy, pure electromagnetic, diamatic, both pole, because hydrogen is minus and oxygen is plus, and both of them together create the entire universe. And
faut traduire parce qu'il y en a certains qui comprennent pas. Elle parle anglais, tu parles anglais, Nenki. Donc en fait, Nenki, il a dit que tout est par rapport au créateur. Il n'y a pas le créateur d'un côté, sa création de l'autre. Tout est lié au créateur. Et il lui a dit aussi qu'en fait, l'eau, elle est diamagnétique, enfin toutes les propriétés bipolaires, enfin bon bref, tout ça quoi. N'oublie pas de traduire Nenki parce que déjà ils comprennent pas. Donc voilà. J'essaie, moi, t'as vu, j'essaie de le dire à ma sauce. Parce que moi, j'écoute. Et après, j'essaie de le truquer avec les mots que je comprends. Et il y a des choses que j'oublie, mais bon, j'essaie d'aller à l'essentiel, tu vois. Quand tu comprends quelques mots, tu peux interpréter la phrase.
Moi, je comprends tout, mais c'est ma mémoire qui me fait défaut. Anyway, okay, let's go back now. This is the picture, a painting of some kind.
This is a Van Gogh. Van Gogh, sunflower.
Yes. C'est un Van Gogh, ouais.
Yeah. And this is the water's expression of that painting.
C'est l'expression de l'eau qui a été glacée du tableau de Van Gogh. Voilà. Et c'est une peinture. Donc ça marche aussi sur les peintures et non pas les images. Que sur les images. Voilà.
So, this is awesome. This is an incredible technique that you have of icing the water. I mean, God, I raised my shaman feather eagle feather hat to you. This is awesome. This is not. It's this is this is very touching. Also, it has a spiritual aspect to it. Is that ev- the whole of the existence inside in which we is the ether, and the ether is like microscopic water drops that from where with silica and everything else creates the realm. It's a realm.
Yeah.
Tesla said it so well. He says we live in a realm, and and he says think of in terms of frequency and wave. He says you will understand the universe.
Tesla was so
Oh,
profound.
he's my master.
So
He's my
we can translate. Nenki,
oui,
s'il te plaît,
merci.
Nenki, traduis. Tu pars en anglais là, tu lui poses des questions et personne
Oui,
comprend. Donc essaie
oui.
de suivre, de la laisser parler, de suivre, de traduire ce qu'elle dit et après on lui posera des questions parce que les gens ils
Ah,
comprennent pas. Voilà.
ouais, ce que je lui ai dit, c'est que Tesla nous avait ouvert la porte aussi en nous faisant comprendre que tout était énergie et ondes et fréquences et relié à l'éther qui est dans le fond éther veut dire eau et air.
Oui, exactement. Voilà.
C'est fantastique.
Voilà.
Donc,
Donc,
thank you very much for your patience. Uh, now we're eager to hear the rest. We were just speaking highly of you and Tesla and everything, and that the whole.
Nenki, s'il te plaît, laisse-la
Oui,
parler, nous
merci.
expliquer
Oui,
Alors,
et
oui, oui,
je
d'accord.
voudrais,
Go
pas
for it.
de,
je
pas
voudrais,
de
je voudrais lui
voilà.
poser une question.
Vas-y, ouais.
Je voudrais lui poser une question parce que je l'ai vu dans le chat.
Okay.
Là, I want to give you one question from people in the chat. Diodème du Tremblay, he want if this experience are making in another part of another person in have you make this in with avec d'autres personnes, comment on dit with
Other people,
autres, oui. Est-ce que vous
ça.
pouvez lui répéter la question parce que
Répète-le en français parce que moi j'ai eu du
alors
mal.
elle est là, attendez, je vais vous la mettre, la question elle est là, est-ce qu'elle est importante? Voilà, vous l'avez ça dans le chat.
You can make this experience. Comment on dit un lieu déjà, Nenki?
Elsewhere. Did you retry the experience in another place with the same result?
Results.
And
Yeah.
if somebody else can do this?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
Yes, the question is the experiment was reproduced on another place with the same results?
My children have done this many times. As some of the photos I show you, my children have done everything themselves, not just me. And my friend Laura, she works. She lives in Seattle. She has done her own picture with an apple. Her photo was sitting beside her petri dish was sitting beside a fruit bowl, and she had a perfect apple shown in her photo. So other people can do it. It's just that I have formed a relationship with water. And I never think this is my work. I think that I am the medium and water is the artist.
Yes.
En fait, elle est le médiateur de l'eau, si j'ai bien compris.
Right.
Il y a une relation entre justement l'intention, c'est ça, et l'eau. Et donc, en fait, ça serait un médiateur, si j'ai bien compris.
Ouais, ce qu'elle a dit.
People should every drop of water, every every gulp of water that we take, we have to bless it and to talk to it and to savor it. To savor its its energy. and play with it in our mouth, you know,
Yeah. The saliva, your word.
and talk to it. Well, when I
Yeah.
drink a glass of water, I talk to it. I just put my hands there, and I'm just connecting with my glass of water. I mean, gosh, without that water, I wouldn't even exist. So to me, um, it's a very spiritual every time I drink water. You
It's
know, we have to bless everything. Fait que moi, ce que je lui ai dit, c'est que l'eau, étant donné qu'elle est sentiente et tout, c'est bon de mettre ses mains au-dessus, de jouer avec dans sa bouche, de lui faire des spirales avec notre langue et la pression en dedans, jouer avec, et puis mettez une forme pensée comme moi, ce que je dis, c'est que cette eau soit me guérit de tout et me garde en vie et me protège.
Mhm.
C'est tout. Tu peux faire ta
Mhm.
prière, tu sais, parce que tu parles à Dieu. You're talking to God, you know. So I said, when you drink water, you just have a little, make a connection with that. This water will heal you, will come back to life.
also,
However, the
Yes.
key,
You
you
talk to
talk,
the water. You
the
yeah.
key
talk
was the
intention.
pH. Yeah, the thought, the intention, and you were. I'm so glad you mentioned that the pH of our body is very important, and baking soda will do it. You know, it's just like yeah, just a little baking soda, nothing much. You know,
Nenki, s'il te plaît,
okay,
Nenki.
oui,
Laisse-la
yeah.
gérer
So
laisse-la expliquer, tu vois, parce que là, tu pars dans tes explications et elle, elle est venue pour nous expliquer certaines choses.
oui,
Donc,
oui, oui.
laisse-la expliquer et puis on traduit comme c'était prévu.
Mais
Après, on pourra partir.
c'est elle qui avait mentionné que le pH l'avait sauvé.
Oui, oui.
L'eau 9,9. En tout
Ouais,
cas,
le pH à 9 et quelques. Au début,
ouais,
elle a fait un test à 6 points,
c'est
je sais
ça.
pas quoi. Voilà. Elle était donc acide et non pas basique. C'est bien ça?
Yes.
Non, c'est ça.
I was thanking you to have mentioned the importance of the pH water and everything and all the experiences that you so I was just kind of like recalling this. Okay,
Mm.
so keep on going, please. We're eager to hear the rest of your wonderful adventure.
Thank you. This picture came, I was invited to a wedding. I had a wedding invitation. So I put the petri dish of water on top of the wedding invitation and then I froze it. And the water chose to design a wedding ring because it was on top of a wedding invitation.
No,
Yes.
come on.
No,
This
it's
is
true.
this is a
Nenki,
movie.
traduit.
C'est un film. C'est un
Nenki,
Elle a,
traduit, s'il te plaît.
elle a
Voilà.
reçu une invitation pour aller à un mariage. Et puis, elle a mis l'invitation en papier à côté de son eau. Et puis, l'empreinte qu'il y a eu sur l'eau, c'était un anneau de mariage. C'était le jonc
Ouais,
qu'on donne à la mariée. C'est incroyable.
c'est
C'est
le
incroyable.
destin. Voilà. Voilà. Comme on
Ah,
dit, le
c'est
destin. Voilà.
fantastic. This is
Et c'est-
magic.
It's this is I wrote because I speak English. I wrote another language. So I wrote the word in Latin, the Latin word fugione, which means dagger. And this is the image in the ice. So I wrote fugione on a piece of paper. I put the petri dish of water on top of it for 30 seconds. I froze it, and this is the image in the ice of a dagger.
Come on.
No, it gets crazier. So just keep going.
Crazy? Are you kidding? Bon, elle a pris le dessin d'un poignard. OK? Elle a pris
Ouais.
le dessin d'un poignard et l'a mis devant sa plaque d'eau. Et
Mm.
puis, c'est ça qui est ressorti
Oui,
une fois
voilà.
qu'elle l'a gelé. Et puis là, bah, on est tous tombés sur sur notre arrière-train, pour ne pas dire le cul. Et puis, c'est comme, This is mind blowing.
Yeah, it's amazing. So this is the next one. My daughter did this whole test. She wrote the word unicorn.
Oh no, come on.
Yes, she wrote the word unicorn. She froze the ice and she took the photo.
Wow.
So it's like out of the movie Frozen, the unicorn form, his mane.
It's pretty obvious.
Ouais, c'est une licorne.
Sa fille, elle a fait l'expérience avec sa fille, et sa fille, pour créer l'image d'un unicorne, et puis voilà ce qui en est ressorti. Regardez le nez ici, c'est incroyable. C'est
Oui,
incroyable.
c'est le dessin d'une licorne de sa fille, et en fait, ça a marché.
Oui, oui, c'est incroyable. Ça veut dire que tout est imprégné dans ça soutient ce qu'on dit entre nous, avec Hassan, moi-même et tout ça, que tout est relié, tout. Everything is linked, everything is one. It's like the macrocosm and the microcosm, they meet together, and this is very spiritual experience. Someone asked to ask you how to interact on our own body in the way of self healing. You know, to as you have experienced yourself.
I have photos to show how water can heal with thought, with intention, with sound, music. So it's coming up in the photos. But I don't know if you want to say that. But this picture, my son, his name's Rama. He was named after the Indian god Lord Rama, and Lord Rama always has a bow and arrow. And we were talking about Lord Rama with a bow and arrow, and my son wanted to think about an arrow and try. This is from. So this is from this. He wrote. Did he write this? I think he thought. This is from thought. He thought about. Is it this one? Yeah, he thought about an arrow, and the thought went into the petri dish, and this is the image. He did this whole test himself. He projected the thought of an arrow, he froze it, and I helped him take the photo.
In the feather, wow. I will just translate real quick. Elle a fait l'expérience avec son fils de visualiser un bow and arrow, c'est-à-dire une flèche et un arc et une flèche. Oui. Et puis aussi les plumes qui venaient avec la flèche, parce qu'une flèche a des plumes au bout. Et voilà ce qui en est ressorti. This is surreal. However, the problem we have is that we believe you. That's our problem. No, this is awesome.
This is also, so actually I think this is one I've done so many that either this one he wrote the word arrow and he thought it, but in this one, this is 3 different tests of the same form. So thinking about the arrow at different times, the water shows different images of arrows. So it's not a coincidence. Everything's not a coincidence. It's intentional.
So
il n'y a pas de coïncidence.
Oui.
Tout est lié et tout est intentionnel.
Oui.
Tout est fait par l'intention.
Yes.
Oui, en fait, elle disait qu'elle avait essayé plusieurs reprises et ce qu'elle avait donné.
What is this picture?
Angel. Angel. So it's from I can't remember if it's the word or the thought of an angel. I think it's the word. I wrote the word angel, and put the petri dish of water on top of it. And this is how water designed an angel.
C'est le design de l'eau d'un ange, en fait. Elle a pensé à un ange, c'est ça?
Mm.
Elle a essayé de penser à un ange, et en fait, eh bien, on voit que il y a la forme d'un ange avec l'aile et tout ça. C'est bien ça.
Mm.
C'est pas une photo, ça. C'est une pensée. It's not a pic. It's your mind.
It's a thought. It's a thought.
It's your... Ouais. C'est une pensée, c'est ça. C'est comme on dit. C'est...
I
It
take
comes
all
from
the photos on my iPhone.
So this is the projection from your
Word.
mind. Huh?
I think this one is from the word angel.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote the word.
I see. Okay.
Elle a écrit le mot, en fait. Elle l'a écrit sur un papier.
Oui, oui, elle a écrit le mot ange.
Ah,
Merci.
on a écrit le mot ange.
So this is very interesting photo. I wrote
Ça,
the
c'est
word.
très intéressant comme photo.
I wrote the word artificial intelligence.
Ah,
Elle a écrit le mot intelligence artificielle.
Intelligence artificielle.
I put the petri dish of water on top of the word. I wrote it on a piece of paper, artificial intelligence, and I put the petri dish of water on top of it for 30 seconds. I froze it, and it's amazing. Like, it looks crazy. This is water, frozen water only.
Donc, elle a écrit le mot intelligence artificielle, elle a mis quelques secondes dessus, elle a retiré, elle a congelé l'eau, et en fait, c'est ce qui est apparu. C'est bien ça.
Ouais.
This is spooky.
Yeah, I do that a lot. This
Yes.
is from the word shooting star. This is from the word man in the moon.
C'est le ciel avec les étoiles, c'est ça, et à côté, c'est la lune.
Mm.
The sky and the moon, in the left side, and the right side is the moon.
Right?
Okay.
Stars and the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next influence, I put the petri dish of water in front of a movie, and the water watched the movie, and then I froze the water. Can you guess? This is Batman.
Come on.
It's true.
J'ai pas entendu, mais...
No.
Yes.
You're pulling our legs. This
Et
is
qui traduit, j'ai pas entendu.
En fait, elle a mis l'eau devant la télé, en fait.
Ah, de l'eau devant la télé, ok, j'avais pas vu.
Oui,
Non.
oui. Et ça fait
Télévision.
l'image de Batman.
Ah.
Et puis, moi, je lui dis, arrête ça, là, c'est surréel, tout ça. Puis, bon, elle a acquiescé. Puis, bon, this is, ben oui, Batman. Hey, ça se peut-tu? Wow. OK, keep on going. We want more. We want more.
This is from the movie Lord of the Rings.
Oh, my God.
Ça,
Le film Le Seigneur des Anneaux.
Le Seigneur des Anneaux, il y a eu un anneau. Oh là là.
Exact,
Mais parce que,
exact.
alors, en fait, when he speak, he say, comment on dit, the ring, and the ring, comment on dit apparaît
In
sur
bag.
I,
The Pierce.
I put
Yeah.
the
We all know about the Lord of the Ring in our in French.
so
Yeah.
this is the water watching the movie. I put the water in front of the movie. I play the movie, and this is the image.
En fait,
Elle met ça devant la télé, elle met un film et elle fait des expériences. Alors ça, c'est...
Which one is
Is the movie this?
This movie is Jaws.
John, I don't know.
Choice.
which one? Could you
Jaws.
repeat it?
Joe.
With the big shark, you know, Jaws, Jaws.
J-A-W-O. Is it
Jaws. Joe's. Alors attends, je vais regarder ça.
does that mean it's is this science fiction or something like that?
Ah oui, c'est le requin, les dents de la mer.
Oh, okay, sharks.
On dit
They
shark.
have this beautiful,
Yes. Ok, j'avais pas compris.
beautiful Zealand accent.
Sorry. This is an important photo. I outlined the pigs here. This, I showed the water, a YouTube video.
Mhm.
This pig was jumping out of a truck because it didn't want to get killed. It just scared and it jumped out of the truck. So it shows the pig, but it's important to see there is another pig. So all you see in the documentary is one pig jumping out of the truck. But water sees past inside the truck. It saw two pigs.
Alors en fait, elle a regardé un reportage justement sur un sanglier, pig, un sanglier. Ils appellent ça un cochon ou un sanglier. À mon avis, c'est un sanglier.
Oui, oui.
Voilà, il a sauté et en fait,
Il voulait pas se faire tuer.
voilà, qu'il voulait pas se faire tuer. Et en fait, comme il a fait un saut, eh bien, il y en a deux qui ont apparu au lieu d'un.
Wow.
Amazing.
Voilà.
So then I tested and I thought, this is an important photo too.
Un couteau.
My test is this butter knife. I see I put it over the top of the petri dish of water. So the water saw the butter knife, but it also saw these coasters that they were not part of my test. They were just on the bench. Water picked it up as well. So it's seeing everything.
Donc en fait, elle a mis un couteau et ça a apparu, voilà, comme ça. Après, des images.
Le verre, tout ça qui
le verre,
ouais. Le gâteau.
Et le gâteau aussi, voilà, la forme du gâteau à côté. Il y a plusieurs formes qui apparaissent.
So I tried I tried a different type of knife and I got this.
Yeah.
Different knife showing different shapes. I put this amethyst crystal inside the petri dish for 30 seconds, took it out, put the water in the freezer. Sometimes the colors are different because of the light that comes through the petri dish. It's only a very thin layer of water. Nice.
Donc en fait, ça, on appelle ça, c'est comment la pierre?
Une améthyste.
Une améthyste, hein, oui. Voilà. Elle a mis un bloc d'améthyste et en fait, la photo a fait ça. Voilà. Non, ça, c'est un agrandissement. Voilà. Ah, ça, c'est un brocoli.
Yeah.
Brocoli in a rat.
Broccoli water shows me broccoli.
Ah, les amis, juste un truc. Il faudrait apprendre ça aux enfants. Ça les, on va dire, rendrait plus humains. We can do this experience with us children.
We should teach that to the children.
Yeah, I teach.
However, we need to know your technique on how to freeze the water to give it that the design. You know, this is your invention.
Yeah, I'm doing the filming next week. I'm putting 2 courses, online courses, teaching my technique, teaching how I think, teaching it for children and for adults. So it will be available soon because every day somebody wants to know how. And so I'm teaching my technique and putting it into 2 courses.
This will open the
Sorry,
mind.
I have a question. Pardon.
Elle va
mettre la technique,
la technique en ligne. Elle va enseigner comment le faire.
Voilà, c'est ce que j'allais dire.
Et puis,
moi, je voulais juste poser une question. Demandez-lui, alors j'ai du mal à trouver mes mots là. Est-ce que par exemple, quand tu fais cette expérience-là, si tu le déplaces et tu le mets directement dans le congélateur, ou alors tu le glaces sur place?
Right.
How you do this?
When you do these pictures, do you put it on top of the water and put it in the freezer right away, or something like that?
Yeah. I take the petri dish of water for like photos, for example, or words. Then I put the petri dish of water on top of the word or the picture for then for 30 seconds, half a minute. And then I
Well,
off and
20
freeze it.
secondes. Voilà. Elle met 20 secondes et hop, elle le met dans l'eau.
we so
Ouais.
this you want to share this technique on your site and everything, and we want you to encourage, so you give us the link, and we will be a big fan of your work and your teachings, and it's one way to support you also. Sometimes, it's just if you send $5, who cares? If we're 1,000 people to send you $5, that's wonderful. We work so hard,
Yeah.
all of us. However, it's also, um, the continuity. You see, you discover something, and now you're sharing it, and so on. However, you know very well you're a very spiritual being. I mean, everybody can see it. And what happens is that you bring back people that we live in, that every molecule, every atom that we live in is pure energy. It's the ether, which means water and air, ether. So it brings us back to the creator.
Traduire.
It brings us back. Je dis que tout ça, ça nous ramène au créateur parce que on réalise euh, que tout est un, que toute la réalité dans laquelle nous vivons est imprégnée dans une seule goutte d'eau. Un petit peu qu'est-ce que Hassan nous expliquait, tout ça. Puis bon, alors c'est ça, I just translated. Um, and yes, it takes us to
C'est quoi cette histoire de
safe
5 dollars?
reality.
Donc,
Okay, so keep on going now.
This picture. So this is funny. So I went to a cafe, and at the cafe they have a bowl of water for the dogs. And I saw a dog, like this kind of dog, a schnauzer dog, was drinking from the bowl. And then he left, and I know the waitress, and I asked her, can I use the water from the dog bowl for my test? She said yes. And this is the ice image from the water from the dog bowl.
elle a pris la photo de... C'est son
Now
chien.
we see the dog. Now we see the
It's
dog.
your dog? It's your dog? It's a
At the cafe,
pick?
someone's dog,
Ah, someone. Okay.
not mine.
Wow.
And so this next one, I started to talk to water. I spoke.
No.
I said, "Do you know who I am?"
Oh.
And I froze the water. This is how I write my initials, VA. I always write my initials together, like link them.
Yes.
So water did a better improvement of VA for me. This was me saying to water, "Do you know who I am?" And it showed me my initials.
And I have a question. Pardon, j'ai une question. En fait, do you think when you have a question or you imagine something, if you want the water print the things, do you have the reality or the image of your mind, your imagination? Do you think if you think you want the water to print you the image of something you don't know, and is the water will reflect your imagination or the true nature, or the true shape of the thing?
Two answers to that. Many times I don't know what water will do. So I always think, I say, do what you want. Show me what you want. So I have done tests, but I like the word co-creation. I don't like experiment. I don't like test really. Like co-creation, so that the conscious water inside of me is speaking to the conscious water in the petri dish, and that water is speaking to me. So we're having a conversation, but it's through the water in the air, because I think the human body, there's a liquid body, but then the energy part, the electrical part too, comes outside of the body. And so it's lots of tiny, tiny water molecules inside the air that is actually part of the human body. So that's how we can feel when we go into a room and we feel that it feels horrible, or someone's been fighting, we can feel the energy through this other part of our body, which is an extension of water. Water in one stage, water in another stage. It's still part of us that we walk with. So I think that the thoughts, they can be exchanged with the water, but the water chooses how to express it. I cannot control water, and it will not do this if I try to.
Ok. En fait, du coup, je me demandais si quand en fait, elle pensait à quelque chose, ou est-ce que c'était son imagination qui allait s'exprimer en tant que médium, enfin, donc du coup, dans l'eau, ou alors est-ce que c'était plutôt la vérité? Et en fait, elle m'explique que c'est une forme de communication qu'elle a avec l'eau, en fait, entre l'eau de son corps, l'eau et l'extérieur. Donc, une communication qui se fait, et donc c'est la réponse, en fait, de l'extérieur qui revient et qui va s'imprimer dans l'eau.
Oui, pardon, il y a une particule d'énergie. Another question.
Can you ask some information about how to heal your bad water memory inside our body?
Yeah, I can. I think all the water inside of us is a memory body. So it remembers not just from this life. I think it remembers everything, because we forget. We are cut away from liquid. We are an emotion away from liquid. We are liquid beings, and it's the fluid, it's the liquid that is the part that not only stores memory, but is intelligent and has that intelligent, conscious connection to everything. But we think we're solid because we look at our body and we think we're solid. But if your skin was invisible, you would see all of that is like streams and tributaries. We are water moving in the shape of a body.
Okay, I have another question. Moi, juste, Monkey, j'ai une petite question.
Oui, oui, oui.
We can see the intention of the human with this process.
Mm-hmm.
If a person it's negative or positive in his mind.
Yeah.
We can see this.
Yeah, your thoughts are crystallized in ice.
Ok, je lui ai demandé est-ce qu'on peut voir l'intention de la personne à travers ce procédé. Voilà, elle m'a dit que oui. Voilà. Donc avec une personne, un être humain, vous pouvez voir si elle a des bonnes intentions, de mauvaises intentions. Voilà, c'est un détecteur de mensonges. Comme on dit, détecte a lie.
A lie
Detect
detector.
a lie, natural detect a lie.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, 100%. It is the ultimate lie detector test.
Yes.
yeah.
Uh,
One thing, uh, I'll let you go, but there's something very, 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 it's vital to the entire planet. And I have a feeling that you know about it. However, there is no real combat about this thing that I will share with you about also if you have experience about this and you'll love it. You'll love it. So I'll let you go. This looks like Jesus.
I spoke the word to the water. I said, Shalom.
Ouais. In a
Shalom.
Muslim, when you want to drink, you say Bismillah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Very good.
Very nice.
C'est
So
universel.
Intention of drink, of a positive drink.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was, I said the word Shalom.
Wow.
So
Shalom means peace. Means peace, right?
Shalom. Yeah.
Yeah.
This, I used this, I printed this picture of a Egyptian hieroglyphic tablet,
Hmm.
and I put 3 petri dishes of water on top of it. So each petri dish of water showed a different angle or a different view of the hieroglyphic tablet.
There goes the dome. Just a joke. I'm a bit naughty.
Well, that's fine. So this, I love to use music as an influence. So this is a repeat study of 6. I've done it more than 6 now, but this is just showing 6 of them, where I played the song Stairway to Heaven. And you can see a stairway formed in every image. So water took the music, the song Stairway to Heaven, and practically decided that it wanted to show the image of a stairway in every ice image when it heard that song. So
Which means that that everything that surrounds us is water. Also, we're breathing water. That means that it's always what was I going to say? It's always vibrating and creating. This is awesome. This is a very kind of great reminder that consciousness is right here and right now. You know,
I played the sound of a gong to water, but it didn't do what I imagined. So this is what I mean. You can't control water. So I thought, oh, maybe it'll show some round circle images of a gong makes that kind of sound, you know. But it designed the gong, the instrument with the mallet on top and the gong itself. So it didn't do what I thought it would do. It did something different, but even just so intelligent. So these are from
The semantic is this semantic.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So this
is the procedure of audio in water.
Yes, it's very powerful. So this is top 3 from the feeling of love. So water is deciding to choosing to use a heart as an image of love. And this bottom 3 is from the feeling of stress.
Okay.
So it's very different. So I'm going to come out of here because I haven't added the other one in.
Il y avait des images de stress et d'amour, et donc on voit vraiment la différence, les formes parfaites. Voilà.
It might be here, hopefully.
Heureusement que tu es là, Dédé.
Ouais, écoute, j'essaye, parce que tu te perds un peu quand même, hein. Tu fais des longs tunnels. Hein.
Ah, moi, j'ai de la difficulté à me concentrer.
Non, non, je te parle de
Je te
juste.
souhaite pas un ACV. Hein, je suis
So,
Oui,
à la brume,
désolé, je te
par bout.
taquine,
Je
Nenki.
cherche un mot. Non, c'est
Je te taquine,
pas
Nenki.
grave. Non, non.
this is
Non, je suis
the
capable
image.
d'en prendre. Je suis capable d'en prendre.
This is the image of love, the heart.
Yes.
It's the image of stress.
Ah, des griffes. Comment on dit des griffes en...
What would heartache?
Claws. Like
Yes.
claws.
So it took stress and love and put them
Yes.
together to make
Yes.
heart. It's very, very intelligent.
Awesome.
Okay.
Totally awesome.
You take off the shaskin? You end the shaskin?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
There's something I would like to share that's very important for all of us, including you, and I'm sure you're aware of it. It is about the frequency that has been modified during just before World War II. Okay, it's
Yeah.
about
Sure.
putting the A, you know, ABC, the A in the in the music from 432 to 440. Now, you say, yeah, I know you know about it. I've been fighting. I had to fight with musicians. I fought with musicians to show them how important. I discovered this in 2006, and from 2006 until today, right now, I'm talking to you about it, about the importance. And the beauty about it is that what I did is I took all the music, everything in music that I had downloaded, I put it through this application, and they took it from 440 and they put it to 432, so I can listen to classical music at 32. The importance of that, and my question to you is: have you experienced? Uh, because all the music, everything, every sound we have, it's in 440. Everything, every time you turn on the TV, it's 440, and I know you've seen the pictures of the water, the water. The difference between the 440 and the 432, it's awesome. The vibration and cymatic. So so how? My question to you is very deep, is very important. Are you in, are you in any way not only aware of it, but have you been able to make experiences? Donc, je lui démontre l'importance, la différence entre le la 440 ou versus 432. Elle est, elle
Oui,
est,
oui, exactement.
elle est consciente de ça. Et puis là, ben, j'attends sa réponse par
Ok.
rapport à son implication et si elle a fait des expériences avec les deux.
Sur le 432, ouais.
OK.
Ok.
Did
Il
you
y a Zoe
experience
qui est là aussi. On accueille juste Zoe.
Are you able?
Sorry, we have a friend, Veda.
If
His
you
name
haven't
is
thought
Zoe,
about it, I mean,
and they speak very
God
good
bless us.
English.
This is a must. Awesome. It's incredible. It's awesome. And
Yankee,
and
tu nous entends?
what's beautiful is that you can take all the music that you have in MP3 and transfer them in 432. That's the beauty of it.
Yankee, tu nous entends?
I keep telling them,
He's in free will.
Hello Zoe.
Ça va bien ou quoi?
Ouais, ça va. Écoute, on a Veda comme invité, Veda Austin, qui est spécialiste de l'eau, justement, elle a fait des expériences. Et on avait besoin d'un traducteur, mais bon, Yankee n'arrive pas.
De l'eau, tu veux dire?
L'eau glacée avec des photos, ça fait des choses incroyables, franchement. Même moi, je connaissais pas ça. Enfin, je dis pas moi, hein. C'est des trucs incroyables. Tu reverras. Donc, on a des questions. Moi, j'ai une question. I have a question, Veda. The weather work like it with the chemtrail in Earth.
I'm sorry.
You know chemtrail? Chemtrail.
Yes.
Chemtrail.
Like,
Chemtrail.
when the government make a chemtrail, the water of the weather work it like this in the earth.
Yeah, the chemtrails are affecting the water in such in a huge way. I think that's a very big topic we could talk for a long time on, but they're
Big
very
time,
real.
big.
In my opinion, they're very real. There's
Yeah.
actually a man called the medical medium. His name's Anthony Williams. He's just given a whole podcast talking about the way in which the chemtrails are affecting the whole world, but the water especially. So it is a very important topic, and I would recommend, although it's in English, he gives a very, very interesting, detailed, like hour-long, lengthy talk about what chemtrails are doing to our water sources, which is why I think the safer water to drink is the water that's coming deep from aquifers. But we need to start protecting our water sources. I think water is not it's not a commodity. It should not be a resource. It's a relative. Water
Yes.
is a relative. And
It's
so,
life. The water is life.
70% of the air that we breathe is water, and these molecules of water are the ones that create the electricity to make us heart beat. If you cannot live in zero humidity, you cannot. Even in the desert, it's between 7 and 12% water. You cannot live without water. That's where there's water, there's life in that period. So,
but by molecular count, not just by weight. By weight, we're between sort of 70-80% water, depending on our age. But by molecular count, we're 99% water. Our eyelids and our saliva is 99% water. There's more water molecules in our body than there are stars in the Milky Way. But we keep thinking we're so solid. But I also would like to answer your question about the frequencies. I haven't done specific tests to show the differences, but I can and I will for you. So you can have that to show people. So it will show the difference, how it is expressing that particular sound compared to the altered sound. So I'm happy to do some crystallography for you.
Yes.
C'est très intéressant. Je peux dire une petite chose ou deux. Je vais parler moitié français, moitié anglais. Bonsoir à tous.
Voilà.
Hello everybody.
Oui.
Alors je commence en français. Je vais dire que plus de 70% du corps humain c'est de l'eau. Plus de 70% de la surface de notre planète c'est de l'eau. 70% of our body is water. 70% of our world is water. Savez-vous que le Wi-Fi dernière génération, le 6 GHz, je crois, je sais plus exactement, ça influe sur l'eau, sur le corps. Donc, je pense qu'ils vont s'en donner à cœur joie. Do you know, last Wi-Fi generation is about to control water, so they can do anything they want about your water and your body. You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5G is going to affect the way it depletes the oxygen in the water. And so I've done studies already, I think maybe I can share them, that show the impact of a 4G tower, let alone a 5G tower on water. So I have, would you like me to share it?
Oh my God, we'd love it. Thank you. Elle va nous montrer la photo de l'eau qui a été exposée au Wi-Fi,
au 4G.
Wi-Fi. De la 4G, oui, en plus. Imaginez la 5. Bon, on y veut.
Yeah. I'm not talking about 5G. I'm talking about last Wi-Fi generation. The frequency is very about water. I don't know if you know that, but that's scary.
It's very...
Absolument. Ça a rapport à l'eau. Très beau. Hey, Zoé, merci de ton...
Voilà. Merci, Zoé.
With pleasure.
Zoé, elle a montré des photos avec...
On est une méchante équipe.
Nenki, dans 2 secondes. Zoé, j'explique à Zoé. Nenki, s'il te plaît. J'explique juste à Zoé qu'en fait, elle nous a montré des photos avec l'intention. L'intention. Genre de l'eau de la balle de son chien, elle a glacé en fait la mémoire de l'eau. Incroyable. Je sais pas si tu as vu le début, mais
Oui.
Ah
fantastique.
non, je viens d'arriver. Ouais, c'est
Et
super
tu verras
intéressant
le
ça.
replay. Ouais. Ok.
Can you see this?
You can.
We're telling
Yeah,
about
okay.
that your pictures, the ice picture, were
This is
coming from intentions, you know. Oh, that's a wonderful one.
These
Yeah.
are different. This is not my intent. This is a different type of work I've done as a water researcher. So this is in my professional capacity. I can test the quality of water through crystallography. So any water that comes directly from a natural source forms these naturally shaped kind of hexagons. This is what spring water looks like. As it goes through right-angled piping, it starts to degrade in its form. So it becomes like a flower, then a leaf, then grass. So this has gone through like maybe 1 or 2 right-angled plumbing. This has gone through more plumbing. This has gone through about 8 right-angled plumbing pipes. This is what tap water looks like. Pretty much across the world, most tap water looks like this. I took this water, which is spring water, and I call it an excellent health. I put this water in front of a 4G tower for 15 minutes. And this is how it looked after 15 minutes. This is how it looked after half an hour. It destroyed the structure completely. This is from 1 minute in a microwave oven. So you can explain that?
En fait, au début, elle monte de l'eau en très bonne santé. Et après, elle expose plus ou moins à des ondes. Et vers la fin, où c'est marqué torturette, la deuxième ligne, là, en fait, elle l'a exposé, je crois, 5 minutes à des ondes Wi-Fi ou 4G, je ne sais plus. Après, la suivante, c'était au bout d'1 heure, la Brain Dead. Et la dernière, c'était carrément devant le four micro-ondes, si j'ai bien compris. Je ne sais pas si vous pouvez confirmer.
C'est ce que j'ai à peu près compris.
Ouais, c'est ça, ouais.
If you, someone is asking if you realize these experiences on different types of water, like from the sink, from a bottle, and from like a soda or whatever. Yes, I'm sure you have. What do you have any pictures of that? I'm just, if you don't, it doesn't matter. But did you see a big difference?
I have thousands and thousands of photos, but I didn't know we'd get into all of it because they're all over my computer. It would take me a long time to find everything and not in perfect order. But I can share them when I have them, and you can share it later. These ones are the improvement, how water can heal. This is important for us to understand as water beings, as human beings. So you can take the worst type of water and start to bring it back alive. This is through using a vortex machine, like a vortex machine that makes the water make a
Des
And this one is from putting the water into a Tibetan singing bowl and playing it. And also infrared light can help bring water back alive. And this one, I used a singing bowl and infrared light, and I filtered the water through silk. And you can see it's starting to get its memory back. The memory is from this is the memory of health. You can see the memory coming back. These were all using like kind of physical techniques. This is all from intention. So this is from me holding the glass of water and to my heart. This is from a Hawaiian prayer. 63 people sent their love to my sad petri dish of water and changed it from being really sick structurally to beautiful. And this was from when my children and I shared love to the water, but love for each other at the same time. So water can structurally get worse and be terrible, and then can come alive again. Just like us, we can heal because we're bodies of water.
So the intention is more powerful than any other techniques.
What we think.
Ok. Enfin, du coup, elle essaie de redynamiser l'eau avec des techniques, je n'ai pas trop compris, vortex, je pense, je sais pas, c'est peut-être un truc de...
Voilà.
Et aussi des infrarouges. Et donc ça donnait les images de la première ligne, là, les deux dernières, je crois. Et après, elle l'a fait avec ses intentions et des intentions d'amour et des choses toujours plus fortes. Et à la fin, même avec l'amour de ses enfants.
J'ai une petite question parce que j'étais pas là depuis le début. I got a question for you. So with a sample of sweat of body water, can you just like analyze it on see if that's stressed by I don't know, like waves, you know, microwave or something? You can with a sample of sweat know if the body is stressed or something?
Is
it possible?
I believe so, because where like I tested for like I had teardrops, and that went into the petri dish of water. I was cutting onions, and the tears went into the petri dish. And the ice, it showed my iris. It showed the inside of my eye. And I think that saliva, saliva mostly because it's 99% water. I think that going forward in the future, testing for testing saliva this way will show off a lot of sickness. I think you'll be able to detect a lot of illnesses through this way, but also I think water is so intelligent, it can show you ways to heal. So I've been doing now what I term as hydroglyphics. Not hieroglyphics, but hydroglyphics. So I'm beginning to read water. Water, I've got about 25 repeat studies so that I know what each word is represented through each imagery. So I can now ask water a question, and I'm starting to get intelligent written responses through images like hieroglyphs, except they're hydroglyphs. So I think because I've used, I spat, it's horrible, right? It's not ladylike, but like I spat into a petri dish with my saliva and I froze it. But the last word that I said was 8, the number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was talking to somebody about the number 8, and and 8 was the last word that I said. So I froze the saliva, and when I pulled it out in the saliva, it was like a stamped number 8. So every word we're saying is being recorded through the fluid in our body, particularly our saliva. So when you drink water, the first liquid contact that the water comes in touch with is your saliva. So be very careful about the words that you say, because when you're drinking the water, it is picking up on the energy of that word in your saliva, and it's an exchange. So it's its first introduction because it's going into your body. So that's where it's very important to be mindful. But the question is a really good question. And I think that sweat, tears, bodily fluids do show, can show that whether a body is highly stressed, whether the body is in a loving state. But I think it can also answer questions that the mind or the spirit might have. Hope that's helpful, but I just think that they're to come. They haven't, you know, there's things that we need to work on and work towards.
Oh, that's very interesting. I'm used to say water never lie.
It doesn't.
Yes.
I'm going to traduce just for the people. Et je demandais à cette femme, hein, désolé, je connais pas son nom, Veda, je demandais à Veda s'il était possible, à partir d'un sample, d'une transpiration ou quelque chose, de pouvoir l'analyser et voilà, savoir si vous êtes stressé par des ondes, des micro-ondes, etc. Et bon, elle dit qu'elle a analysé pas mal de choses, notamment plutôt la salive et congelée. Bon, elle communique avec l'eau, on va dire. Et bon, la dernière chose qu'elle a communiqué, c'était le nombre 8. Et elle pense que, ben ouais, comment on dit, la suite, enfin, ce que tu transpires, ça peut être la même chose, quoi. En fait, tu peux vraiment détecter beaucoup de choses par l'eau. Et c'est vrai que j'ai l'habitude de dire que l'eau ne ment pas, notamment pour la Terre plate. Et c'est super intéressant. Elle a une chaîne, cette femme.
Oui,
Elle a une chaîne.
Internet et tout.
Alors,
have a channel.
excusez-moi. Excusez-moi.
One more thing. I have a question for you, Vida. Is I have been interested in this scientific. Right now, I have a blank about orgonite. William Reich. Okay, I met on through internet. I talked to one of his quote unquote disciple, and he said that the orgonite is turn all the positive ions into negative ions, and that we should put them at the bottom of towers, and so on. And you know what? I had a land in the Philippines. I just got back from the Philippines, 3 years, and we put orgonite at the four corner of the land, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Also, um, my question is: have you experienced with orgonite water and without the orgonite? It's must be surreal. Must be surreal. However, the orgonite has to be made in a special way, which most people don't know, is that there has to be a very small piece of a very small piece of copper that comes out, and this copper has to be linked to water. So it's can you imagine the experiences you can have fun with? Um, I'm a scientist. I have a scientific mind. I'm not a scientist. I don't believe in the Big Bang. I'm sorry. So anyway, well, from nothing get. The song. You get from nothing gets nothing. You may have something. So anyway,
Nenki, fais
from
court, s'il te
nothing you
plaît.
get nothing.
Nenki, essaie de faire court, s'il te plaît, parce qu'il y en a qui ne comprennent pas l'anglais. Voilà. Alors, juste, wait a minute, Veda. Juste un soir. Bonsoir, Nenki. Attends, juste un truc. Je veux juste traduire ce qu'elle a dit avant. Nenki, je voulais juste traduire ce qu'elle a dit avant. Parce que les gens n'ont pas très bien compris. En fait, elle disait qu'il y avait une interaction. Nenki. Je voulais juste dire que, en fait, elle expliquait tout à l'heure qu'il y avait une interaction avec la salive. C'est-à-dire avant de boire, avant de manger, et l'intention, quand on a de manger, il y a une interaction quand tu manges avec ta salive, parce que la salive, c'est de l'eau. Si j'ai bien compris, Zoé, c'est bien ça.
La salive, elle a de la mémoire.
Voilà. Ouais, c'est ça. Et voilà. Elle dit qu'elle communique avec l'eau. Et franchement, il y a tout un truc, quoi. On est tous composés de ça et c'est super intéressant, quoi.
Ah, ben, la mémoire de l'eau, on est fait de l'eau, voilà.
Si je peux me permettre, Zoé, si je peux me permettre, cette dame, elle a eu un très très grave accident il y a très longtemps. Et c'est pour ça que, au travers de sa vie, ce qu'elle a expérimenté, elle avait même du verre qui était dans son corps. Et le verre avec l'eau, il sortait. Voilà, c'est juste pour vous indiquer, parce que cette personne-là, elle n'est pas là pour faire du commerce. Elle exprime parce qu'elle a écrit des livres. Elle a fait des expériences. Ça fait très très longtemps qu'elle est là-dessus. Voilà. Et tout simplement, on l'a fait venir pour qu'elle puisse partager avec nous.
Ah, c'est marrant, on a un point en commun. Moi aussi, j'ai des bouts de verre dans la tête après un accident de voiture.
So you have the same problem with you have
broken glass in his face, his head.
In the head. You have glasses in the.
Yeah, I got some glasses in my head after a car crash, but That's common point. I'm going to see your channel. That's very interesting.
There's so many people speaking that I'm just trying to listen in and trying to be as helpful as I can. Sorry, I'm so sorry I don't speak French. I wish I could.
No
It's all
problem.
good. It's all good. No worries.
So I was going to answer about the orgonite. So I've had a few interesting experiences with orgonite. I remember a man coming to visit me, and he had a big kind of piece of like a pyramid-shaped kind of orgonite device, and we went outside, and he put it outside, and it was a cloudy day. There were clouds all around, and after half an hour, the clouds had formed a circle around the blue sky. They'd made a hole just exactly where the orgonite was shooting up to the sky, and this hole appeared in the clouds, and it was just blue sky coming through. So I have done a few, not many, some tests with water. I don't know if it was made right. I don't remember it having a copper thing coming out, but that sounds amazing. But what I do regularly is take tap water, because I can know the structures of tap water are always the same. I take that tap water and I put that, and I photograph the tap water, and then I add different things like energy or thought or something practical like the orgonite, and then I photograph the water, and you can see that it makes a huge structural change. It completely transforms the structures of tap water to, you can see that there is a process of healing that happens. But with the orgonite, when I was taking the photo, I have to find it. It was a long time ago I did the photo, but I held it up to the light, and there were the structures of healing. But whichever light I moved to before the ice melted, there was always this rainbow kind of coming through. This rainbow color kind of colors kept shining through the petri dish, whichever direction I took. So it was almost as if the orgonite itself had transformed and added some kind of luminescence to the water. It was very interesting.
Yes, the sonoluminescence, like the
C'est incroyable.
semantic.
Je vais juste traduire, c'est que les expériences qu'elle a fait avec l'orgonite, elle a découvert des vortex comme de lumière à l'intérieur de ces plaques et tout ça. You know, I was having goosebumps listening to your experience with orgonite and everything, because you are opening another door. I mean, there's so many doors. Orgonite is also one way to do it. And also, especially if you have like a G5 antenna close to your place, you know, it's like, wow. We have to find ways. We have many challenges. On a beaucoup de défis to surpass, because they're attacking us on all ways. You know, from GMO to cell tower to everything. You know, Wi-Fi and everything and so on. So, being aware and conscious and putting this d'être conscient et ça, on met notre conscience, we put our consciousness into the water, and the secret intelligence of water. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's it. So
I would
we're
like
gonna.
to,
Yes, please. It's your.
to end something I think is really important, and that we talk so much about putting consciousness into our water. But water is consciousness. We are forgetting that the water outside of us has will, has intelligence. So yes, there are things like chemtrails, like GMO, like all these different things, like the frequencies that are so destructive, and all different things that can and people, I'm sorry, are implementing out there. But water, there is more water on this planet than anything else. If everyone started to communicate and understand that water is actually capable of making massive change if we start to put our energy not just into our water, but actually start understanding that water has power. Water is source in many ways. And if we can commune, we can ask for water to make the difference, to reign clean, to actually find a way to transform this world because it has so much power. We think we're so powerful as people, but
Like
water,
Jesus,
yeah,
like Jesus make it with the water in wine,
yes,
with his intentional.
everything is possible. But we keep thinking it's always just so much up to us. It is up to us, but we are an ocean inside of the body. But there is an ocean outside of the body, and all of the oceans can communicate together. So
Well,
if enough can
Yeah,
Vas-y, traduis. Zoé, vas-y.
ah, mais je sais pas, non, mais en fait, moi, j'écoute, tu vois, j'ai un anglais, voilà, ça rentre dans mon cerveau, je peux pas trop traduire, je pense qu'il va faire ça mieux. En fait, je voudrais bien lui demander un truc, c'est que, en fait, bon, c'est vrai que l'eau, c'est la vie, hein. Il y a pas d'eau, il y a pas de vie. No water, no life. Some Japanese people say it's possible with the brain to control water. What do you think about this? Il y a des Japonais qui disent que c'est possible de contrôler l'eau avec le cerveau. Et voilà, je lui demande ce qu'elle en pense. Sorry, I asked.
Control the water.
Yeah, I just traduced the question for you. Do you think it's possible with the brain to control water? Some Japanese people think or guess or do it. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm just missing one word. Is it possible to something I control the water? With the what?
Oh, some Japanese. I got a lot of Japanese people. On some Japanese people, like ground or air or water, they say it's possible to control in some ways the water. What do you think about this?
Only if water wants to be controlled.
Ok, c'est plutôt l'eau qui contrôle. C'est plutôt l'eau qui contrôle ton corps. Ah, thank you very much.
Comme on a dit ça tout à l'heure, le conduit. On dit le conducteur. On appelle ça. The connection.
Well, so water have an effect on us, but we don't affect the water. You mean, in a way?
What I'm saying is that water has a choice. Because
okay.
we can't. We think we're controlling. But in fact, the water in us is actually if you think, this is, I think, is another way I like to think of it, is that the water outside of our body, we see it, and because we're so conditioned to think, oh, it's just water, it's not alive. The things alive live in it. We need it to live, but we don't think that maybe it itself is a conscious moving system. So if we think we can control water, the word control is the wrong word. Well, I think we commune with water. We communicate with water. That is the only way water is really ever going to do what you want. I think control is the wrong word. I once did, I was invited to do some work with a scientist. Some people I worked for, they wanted me to work with him. And he said, your work is impossible. No way it can be real. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what you think. Okay. I don't care if people.
All right. So there's a kind of communication between us on water, on world, on everything. Everything is water, basically.
Yeah.
Ouais, elle pense qu'on peut pas contrôler l'eau. C'est un petit peu l'eau qui nous contrôle entre guillemets, mais bon, il y a une communication, il y a quelque chose, quoi. C'est vrai que tout est l'eau, quoi.
Ben oui,
Il y a une interaction.
Ouais, il y a un truc.
Moi, j'ai juste une
Ben oui,
question.
mais-
Une question. Après, je te laisse parler, Neki. A question, please, Veda. We can cure yourself with intention, a good intention with water.
I believe people have the power to heal themselves. I believe that people have the power to do it. But what stops them so often is the seed of doubt. Because the water is there to water a seed and it will grow. If you have a seed of doubt in your mind, the tree will grow. And so water knows your real truth. Only if you don't doubt can you actually truly start this process of healing. There has to be a surrender, a trust that this will happen and that you can do this. It's so much about once you become an adult, we've collected so many seeds of doubt. It's all starting to grow. So I think it's more important that we understand and the process of surrender and stop watering the seeds of doubt and start watering the seeds of hope.
Ok, thank you. J'ai posé une question, est-ce qu'on peut se guérir soi-même avec l'eau, avec l'intention? Elle me dit que oui, en fait, qu'il y a eu une interaction avec le pouvoir de l'intention. En fait, c'est dans notre cerveau, en fait, il faut qu'on a l'intention, justement, et l'eau, en fait, réagit, on va dire, énergisant, justement, c'est l'intention qu'on a de la guérison. Voilà, c'est bien ça, Nenki.
Ben, c'est pas compliqué. C'est pas compliqué. Moi, aux Philippines, je buvais l'eau de 10 mètres. C'est très profond. Et il y avait 7 sources qui alimentaient ce puits-là. Et c'est l'eau que je buvais à tous les jours. Et je te jure que jamais, jamais, jamais j'ai eu un rapport avec l'eau qu'avec ce puits-là. Et puis, donc, tout ça pour vous dire que j'ai été vraiment béni des dieux d'avoir accès à cette eau-là. Le chaman qui a creusé le puits savait exactement où aller. Il a dit, c'est ici. Puis c'est incroyable. Ils ont une connaissance de la terre que nous n'avons pas. Ils en mangent, hein, je veux dire, matin, midi, soir. Tout ça pour vous dire que si je suis encore en vie, c'est grâce à cette eau-là que j'ai béni à chaque gorgée. À chaque fois, je prenais même ma pilule. Et puis, ma pilule, c'est pas grand-chose. Hein, c'est comment t'appelles, la mélatonine, 3 mg. Ça m'aidait parce que, avec toutes les ondes que je recevais, pas énorme, mais quand même, la mélatonine m'aidait à avoir. I was saying that in the Philippines, I was drinking water from a well. I was really blessed, and that if I'm still alive today, it's because of that water and the relationship that I had with it. I was thinking I used to play with it. It asked me to play with it. I said, "What do you mean?" It says, "Well, with your tongue, just make it put pressure, uh, you know, gargle, do something. It's like play with it." And I started to play with the water, and so every time I took a sip with my tongue, I make it spin inside my throat, well, my palate, and I'm having fun. And then I put it between my teeth, and then I drink it, and then I have a relationship with the water that changed my life. Changed my life, just like you, I guess. And that's why I'm saying that it's very, very important, since we're 72%, let's say, water, that we have to convert all the music that we have in our computers, all the music from 440 to 432, and you will see a heaven of a difference.
Nanki, je te coupe un petit peu, peut-être. Bon,
Oui, vas-y.
J'avais une question.
Oui, juste pour. Yes.
I have a question. Did you try some experiment with animals, pets, with their salivas to know how the earth states or the wellness?
I've done lots of studies with insects and birds, animals. So I've taken, like, I got some worms from the garden, from the earth, and I had an empty petri dish with no water in it. And I put the worms on top of the petri dish. They wiggled around for a short time, and then I put them back in the earth. And then I took the petri dish, I put some water in it, and I froze it. And then you see the two worms show in the ice. I also did the same thing with a monarch butterfly caterpillar, and the same thing happened. And I have had many images of horses, of a cat. My cat was looking, I was holding my cat, and my cat was looking at the water. And you see this picture of a cat. So animals have a great influence. The environment has an influence, but I don't think it's so much influence, because it sounds like power and control, but it's an interaction. It's an observation. I think we need to think of this in a much more spiritual context, honestly, because it's easy to say water is everywhere, water is life, blah, blah, blah. Every living creature is filled with water. And when we die, water is what leaves, and the salts are what remain. When we're cremated, the salts are all, the ashes are salts. Salts store and hold information. They're in all our technology, like crystals. Salt is a crystal, and crystals are in all our technology. So,
Yes.
so the salt part is important, but you think about it, water shows us the life, birth, death process, because it is always in one of its stages. And there's more than 4 stages: liquid, solid, gas, and a gel or plasma. But we hardly know anything about water. All we know is that about 70% of water came from outer space, making it an alien water that we can't live without. And we think we know so much about it, but we don't. And the point is, that's what we're made of. I call water the rebel element, because it refuses to conform to the laws of physics and gravity. And ultimately, I think that there is an interaction, an observation that is happening of water inside of us, and the water is observing us. And that's why we can be the observer of ourselves, because it goes from the liquid outside of us to the liquid inside of us to the air outside of us, observing ourselves. For me, when you watch something die, it starts to harden. And that's because the liquid is starting to also leave the body. And I think that there's 2 types of water in the body. There's that conscious, intelligent water that can be connected with spirit, soul, subtle body, whatever you want to call it. And then there's the sort of bulk water, like the water that sits on top of the petri dish that takes longer to freeze. So I think that, this is my opinion, I can't make any claims, and it's no scientific approach necessarily, but it's definitely a valid thought from my observations, is that I think that there is a way in which the conscious water that holds all of our information of who we essentially are as a spirit, and changes from a liquid to some kind of vibrational vapor, and immediately upon death. And when a gas expands, it cools, which is why you feel spirit as cold. And then the bulk water in the rest of the body and the plasma slowly evaporates over time, which is why the body slowly starts to decompose. Eventually, it's just bones, which are essentially minerals, which are crystals. They go back to the earth. So what we're seeing is reincarnation. We're seeing water, spirit essentially leave the body. And then we see through water, the baby is formed. Through the bodily fluids, the baby is conceived. Even outside, the frogs they have like this jelly, and the egg white is a type of amniotic fluid. I've done lots of studies on egg white, which maybe we might need to have another go. I think we've been talking for nearly 2 hours, but it proves that there is information and memory in the amniotic fluids And I think the amniotic fluid is not just for protein and not just for the buffering of the child. I think it actually holds all kinds of ancestral information that is passed through the fluid. So I just think that we forget sometimes, because we see ourselves a certain way, that we forget that there is so much intelligence within us that is a natural intelligence which has come into us and filled us.
This intelligence is
Tu peux
everywhere.
traduire, s'il te plaît, parce qu'elle a beaucoup parlé
Oui,
dans le chat.
cette intelligence, elle est une, en ce sens que ben, ça revient à ce que Hassan, moi et tout le monde ici, on est d'accord, c'est que je vais juste lui dire un petit mot en anglais. I'm just going to say something in English to you. It's not a joke. It's just kind of like a blueprint. The blueprint is that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. It's very simple. The Father of all matter is hydrogen, and it is the lightest gas. Then the Son is going around, and it's oxygen. Hydrogen is minus. The earth is minus. The soil is minus. So hydrogen is minus, and oxygen is positive. And they create together the first water atom, H2O. The two is the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost is energy. So hydrogen and oxygen creates energy, which is the ether. So so the Holy Spirit is invisible. We can't see it. We can't. If we touch it, we may have a big shock. But it's that simple, and that brings us to common denominator, where we respect everything that exists. And the three qualities of God. This will be my last sentence. Is that God is omniscient. He says he knows everything. He's omnipotent. He can do anything. As a matter of fact, we are God, parts of God. And the last one, he is omnipresent, which means that all that exists for us, all of us right now, is the here and now. That you're here and we're now, and then life goes on. And the more spiritual, the more connected we are with life in general and everything, and love, the more we will be able
Nenki,
to
tu fais des tunnels là, s'il te plaît. Est-ce que tu peux traduire ce
j'arrête.
qu'elle a dit, s'il te plaît? Merci.
Oui, ok.
Bon, c'est juste pour les gens, ils comprennent pas. Elle a parlé pendant longtemps et personne ne comprend. Et toi, tu repars avec ta conversation. C'est pas méchant, Nenki, mais on essaie de traduire.
C'est que
On traduit qu'est-ce qu'elle a dit, elle. En français. Nenki, s'il te plaît. C'est pas méchant, mais c'est juste que dans le chat, ils comprennent pas et ça serait bien qu'ils comprennent.
Could you resume one sentence what I said to you and before I said anything? Just resume it and I will translate it for everyone in the chat.
Oh God, I can't even remember exactly what I said.
Est-ce que, sorry, Veda. Zoé, t'as écouté un petit peu? Moi, j'ai compris un petit peu ce qu'elle avait dit comparé à l'eau.
Oui, alors moi, je comprends chaque mot qu'elle dit. Mon problème, c'est que j'ai mémoire de poisson rouge. C'est-à-dire que elle dit des choses longues, je comprends tout ce qu'elle dit, mais je peux pas te répéter, tu sais, pendant 5 minutes ce qu'elle dit, quoi. I'm saying I understand every single word you said, but I can't repeat all your conversation. Yeah, but I understand now why I love to stay on sleep in my bath.
Me too.
Moi, c'est pareil. Moi, ce que j'ai compris, c'est que dès le départ, elle parlait, mais après, le problème, c'est que Nenki, il a laissé d'autres trucs. C'est un petit peu embrouillé dans ma tête. C'est qu'en fait, il y a une intelligence dans l'eau. Elle parlait de, soi-disant, des scientifiques qui disaient que l'eau était d'origine extraterrestre, alors que ça n'est pas le cas. Il y a une intelligence, si j'ai bien compris. C'est bien ça, Zoé?
Ouais, c'est vrai que l'eau, il y a beaucoup d'eau qui vient de là-haut, enfin, les eaux du dessus, ça. Ouais, je pense que c'est ça, ouais, c'est bien traduit. Il y a tout un esprit avec l'eau, quoi.
voilà, il y a une interaction l'eau, il y a une certaine intelligence, donc voilà, et elle faisait la comparaison avec l'eau, ce qui me semble bien, comme elle disait de Alien Water, it's not true, the scientific say this, c'est-à-dire les scientifiques disent que l'eau vient extraterrestre, alors que non, c'est par rapport au créateur, si j'ai bien compris. Voilà. Et juste, I say one thing off, Nenki. S'il te plaît, Nenki, c'est pas méchant, mais il faut juste les gens qui
Et
traduisent.
qui c'est qui lui demande si elle pense que c'est possible de faire tenir de l'eau sur une boule? Ah, je déconne.
Non, on va pas rentrer là-dedans.
Non, je déconne.
Il n'y a pas de problème.
Veda, Austin, Veda, I am sorry because my English is very small. Before I go to speak with you in message because I am very sorry because I have one friend in Australia. He speaks French and English. She said to me this night that from another day he come to translate what. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for my little translate, but I understand. But for translating French is very difficult. I say to Nenki, translate immediately. What you say.
C'est parce qu'on la laisse aller trop longtemps. Il faudrait la couper et ce que j'avais suggéré.
Oui, je sais. Nenki, regarde, elle parle 5 minutes, tu parles 5 minutes, après on comprend plus rien. Et les gens dans le chat, mais qu'est-ce qu'ils disent? C'est pour ça que je te dis traduis.
Attendez, juste une petite seconde, je vais vous laisser. En fait, franchement, Dédé, en vrai, moi, je kiffe toujours tes lives, tout ça, mais c'est vraiment le live le plus intéressant que j'ai écouté. Et voilà, elle m'a tué. Je vais aller voir son site. It's the most interesting live I ever heard.
Zoé, elle a un site sur sa chaîne YouTube. Il n'y a pas grand-chose, mais par contre, elle a des sites. Alors, je vous conseille d'aller regarder son travail dans ces sites. Après, elle passe dans la télévision locale. You have in television in your country, in New Zealand.
Which kind of television do you mean?
Oui. And you have a friend, the Dr. Alan Chang. It's yes.
Voilà.
He lives in
acupuncturist. He's in acupuncture, right?
He is. He lives in California. Every week I'm interviewing people. Every week on the same day, I interview different people and share about my work. It's called Awake TV Network.
Je t'ai mis dans le lien de son site internet.
Ouais, je l'ai copié, je vais aller voir ça. Ouais, franchement, super live. Voilà, je suis par là. Je vous fais un bisou. Je vous laisse parce que voilà, j'ai des petits trucs. See you later. Thanks. This is very interesting. I'm going to check your site. Yeah. See you later. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Ouais. Merci, Zoé.
Alors,
attends, quitte-moi, s'il te plaît, Dédé, quitte-moi parce que je suis.
Non, mais
l'écran est trop petit.
Ouais, je t'enverrai un mail, Zoé, pour ce que tu m'as dit.
Ouais, ça roule. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Hassan.
Bon.
Yes.
Veda disait qu'elle avait rencontré, qu'elle s'était associée avec un acupuncturiste.
Elle pouvait parler. Une question à Hassan.
Ah là là.
Bon,
et puis voilà, donc elle travaille avec lui.
Nenki,
voilà,
Nenki, je pense que Veda, on va la laisser partir.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for sharing my work. I really am really grateful to you. Thank you.
I like very much your work because I know
many followers, many people that will want to know about how to proceed, how to make these frozen plates, whatever your techniques and everything. You're gonna have a lot of followers. Well, this is a joke, but it's an expression. You created a monster, a beautiful one. This one works for us. It's a very spiritual,
This isn't
approach.
about me. This isn't about me. For me, this work, I don't care who follows me. What I care about is that the work that water is showing is reaching whoever it's supposed to reach. Water is so big, it has its own mind, it has its own plan. All I can do is just be in service.
And it responds to thoughts, feelings, and everything.
Français, Menki.
So that
Parle en français, Menki.
that's
S'il te plaît,
que
traduction.
l'eau, elle est connectée à nos pensées. L'eau est connectée à nos pensées, à nos sentiments, à nos états d'âme, et que tout ça se reflète dans tout ce qui existe autour de nous. Et puis c'est ça. C'est ce qu'on dit facilement. On s'entend tous là-dessus. Et puis l'intention et tout ça, c'est important. Et c'est nous les chevaliers de l'Apocalypse, en un sens, si je peux dire. C'est que, en un sens. So I think we are the knights of the apocalypse, to wake up people and to wake them up to the grandeur of the Creator. You know, whether Muslim, Christians, or whatever, we all agree that there is one Creator, not 50. And the creator is within its creation, and it goes through the first atom of water, and that's where the electricity, because water is diamagnetic. I think you know that. Because it's diamagnetic, it means it can be pushed with a positive or negative. This is wonderful. It starts. We're getting into the tides, the ocean tides and everything, and we're discovering a new world. I don't want to get into it, but it's about the fact that the Earth is flat, and that
Menki,
the sun
on va le laisser partir. Sorry.
We'll let you do.
Yeah.
If you ever want to know about it, I will be.
Maybe a last question, if you have a little bit of. Imagine you take some water, and me too. I take some water, and imagine we have some suits. You want to communicate through this water. Is it possible? You think I communicate something, a message in the water you have, just with them as a.
I've done it. I've done it where I have had done it twice with somebody in America and somebody in India. So I have a friend who is in America, and it's all in my book. So if anyone goes to my website, EdaAustin.com, you can buy my book. It's online. It's cheap. You can see all my work. But this man, and so my friend, this lady, sorry, and I rang her and I said, can you send a thought? Can you just think something and send it from America into my petri dish? And then I heard her husband, she just got married, and her husband, this is
Hello.
Hello.
So she said, oh, maybe my husband could do the test. And so he thinks I'm crazy. He thought she was crazy. And I said, okay, just think something, send your thought into the water. And he said, oh, okay. And so he sent a thought, and I froze it, and I pulled it out. I took a photo. There was something to me I could see very clearly. And I sent the photo to her, and she showed her husband, and he was like, oh my God. And so he was a hunter. So I'm a vegetarian, so I would never think this. So he's a hunter, and he was thinking about catching a pheasant, the type of bird, pheasant, and going to have it to eat for dinner. The picture in the ice is of a hand holding a bird that looks like a pheasant. So his thought from across the world had impacted the water in New Zealand here.
Oh, it's amazing.
So
Thank you.
yes to your question.
Yeah.
if you can stop this live, no problem. Huh? If you
Uh,
have,
Sorry.
yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
voilà.
Can I
Okay.
speak to Veda just a few seconds, please?
Sure.
Yes. Hello, and thank you for
C'est
your
quelle-
time. First of all,
J'aimerais juste
I,
traduire un
I,
petit
I
peu
just
là-dessus.
want to. Sorry, Nanki. I just want to tell some words. Just 2 minutes, not more. So, thank you for your time. I just want to be honest with you. I have a doubt if you really are convinced that the water is so intelligent that you said. But that said, I don't care. I don't care because I think you can help other people, and that matters a lot for me. So if you can help other people, however, it's not true science as my mean of science. I don't care. I'm with you. Okay.
Well, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. Because I think that we're all light connected through water.
Without sin, thank you very much. It's
You're
very, very important from this country, from Europe.
Yes.
Yes, important because what you do in your life, it's very, very good. Thank you very much.
Time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vita.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
See you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Yes.
I go
Bye-bye.
to write you in a message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vita. Bye bye.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Goodbye.
We'll be following your work and everything else. And ok.
C'est
J'ai
parti.
dit, on va
Bah,
suivre les travaux.
Bon.
Voilà, les
Sinon,
amis.
du coup, pour juste pour à la fin,
Si vous-
je lui demandais un truc, c'est que juste elle avait eu moyen de faire de la communication à travers l'eau, en fait. Et donc, elle disait qu'elle l'avait fait avec deux amis aux États-Unis, qu'elle avait fait une expérience et qu'elle avait bien reçu ce qui avait été transmis par son ami. Voilà. Bon, pour vraiment résumer rapidos, quoi. Donc, il y a vraiment pas mal d'expériences à faire, en fait, je me dis, hein, pour ceux qui sont curieux. Mais du coup, il faudra attendre qu'elle communique toutes ces informations-là sur comment faire sur sa chaîne. Et puis, apparemment, il y a bouquiner un petit peu aussi ce qu'elle raconte dans son livre. Alors.
Elle a partagé pas mal de choses. Vous regardez ce qu'elle a fait. Elle a toujours été. Ça fait 4 ans que je la connais. C'est Marc Duré qui me l'avait fait connaître à ce moment-là. Il avait fait une émission avec elle. Et c'est une personne qui vraiment, pour moi, est très sincère. Elle partage son travail. Elle revient de très loin. Voilà. Alors, on aura l'occasion certainement de refaire quelque chose avec elle. J'ai une personne qui m'a contacté. C'est une femme qui a vu l'émission et elle a vu que nous avions des difficultés pour la traduction. Elle m'a dit pourquoi vous ne me l'avez pas demandé. Elle est en Australie. Elle est bilingue. Et elle aussi, c'est une chercheuse. Elle est dans le biologique. Alors, la prochaine fois, je vais voir si on peut refaire un autre avec un peu plus de structure.
Oui,
c'est ça, parce que le problème, c'est que les temps de parole, après, ça devient compliqué, même des fois de. Ou alors, on est obligé de résumer en 5 moments.
Voilà,
et puis c'est.
Mais bon,
Voilà.
J'ai une
en fait,
question.
attends, Nenki, s'il te plaît, Nenki.
Oui.
En gros, en fait, on a essayé de traduire au maximum le message. En fait, en gros, l'eau, en fait, a des propriétés de mémoire. Elle l'a utilisé par le biais des expériences, justement. Alors, ça a commencé avec son accident. Elle a utilisé ça. Elle avait des vers qui étaient rentrés dans son corps. Donc, elle a contacté les médecins, elle a fait des recherches. Elle s'est aperçue que justement, l'eau avait des propriétés on va dire, spéciale. Voilà. Et donc, eh bien, à force, bon, elle a guéri grâce à l'eau. Elle a pu enlever ses morceaux de verre. Et ensuite, eh bien, elle a fait des expériences, voilà, avec de l'eau glacée, et elle s'est aperçue qu'en fait, il y avait une mémoire en photographiant des photos, en la mettant devant la télé, avec des intentions, en fait, voilà, tout simplement. Donc là, je pense qu'on va couper le live, puis je vais en relancer un autre, tranquille, et comme ça sera court, ça sert à rien de tergiverser. Puis je vous remercie, les amis. Voilà.
Merci tous les intervenants.
Et,
merci
oui,
Lenki, merci Frédéric, merci,
Merci à toi, Sam.
Diogène, merci à Zoé qui est venu. Il y aura d'autres jours. Et voilà, mais c'est dommage. Moi, je ne pouvais pas intervenir parce qu'il y avait des choses à dire, mais je ne peux pas parce que j'ai un anglais très, très faible.
ben moi, je comprenais un petit peu. Ça allait, mais
à la fin, le son était meilleur. Je ne sais pas
Ouais.
pourquoi. C'est quand tout le monde a coupé ses micros, et ben on l'entendait super bien. Donc franchement, faites gaffe à vos micros. Moi, je mute tout le temps quand j'ai rien à dire. Et si tout le monde faisait pareil, en fait, à la fin, le son était vraiment propre et je la comprenais, c'était vraiment clair. Alors que avant, je devais tendre l'oreille, c'était vraiment très difficile.
Moi, mon mot de la fin, c'est un mot de conspirationniste, c'est mon métier. C'est que, d'après vous, j'ai une question. D'après vous, est-ce que vous croyez-vous que l'élite mondiale qui dirige la planète, croyez-vous qu'ils ne sont pas au courant de ça?
Ben, bien sûr que si.
Ok.
Bien sûr.
Alors moi,
Pourquoi ils empoisonnent
C'est
les gens?
possible, Niki, c'est possible. C'est possible. Maintenant, moi, si tu me le prouves, j'en serais sûr à 100%, mais c'est bien possible. Ouais.
Ok. Ben,
C'est ça que j'essaye de trouver, moi. Hein. Tu disais que je trollais, Frédéric, mais non, je t'assure que non. Hein.
Ouais, mais fais preuve juste d'ouverture d'esprit et puis après, les questions comme ça, tu te les gardes dans ta tête et puis tu fais tes expériences et après, tu fais des discussions par la suite, a posteriori. Mais là, l'émission, elle fait son exposé, donc tu es ouvert à tout ce qu'elle raconte. Et après, la critique, c'est à part une autre émission, un autre live ou des tête-à-tête avec d'autres personnes. Là, c'est ça que je veux dire.
Ok, je saisis ce que tu veux dire. Je m'en excuse. Je vous prie de m'excuser alors pour ça. C'est vrai que j'aurais dû attendre le live d'après pour ne pas.
Non, mais
je suis d'accord.
heureux que tu as posé la
C'est pas
question.
grave, les amis. Nenki,
Est-ce que je
on
peux
va
dire un mot?
couper le...
Sinon, je m'en vais tout de suite. Moi, c'est mon mot de la
Non.
fin, OK? C'est le dernier.
Oui,
Puis il est puissant, OK?
t'énerve pas. J'étais juste en train de te dire que on a fait un live sur le sujet et on va couper, on va relancer un autre live, on pourra en discuter, il n'y a pas de problème.
Celui-là, justement, il est en relation avec le live qu'on vient d'avoir. Donc, c'est le mot de la fin. C'est que si l'élite que vous avez toutes acquiescé par un oui, que eux ils sont au courant de ça, ben moi, j'ai une vidéo, j'ai une preuve, Diogène, que les compagnies qui embouteillent l'eau, OK, font passer l'eau devant des rayonnements très, très spéciaux. C'est comme s'ils ils programment l'eau à ce point-là. Je vous le dis, là, ça existe. Il y a une vidéo, tu vois les bouteilles passer devant ce faisceau-là. Et là, le mec, il dit, ouais, mais ça, c'est juste dans les commentaires. Il dit, ouais, mais ça, c'est juste pour savoir s'il y a des bouteilles qui tombent ou peu importe et tout ça. Non, c'est des faisceaux. C'est des faisceaux de lumière. Ça n'a rien à voir avec un petit laser rouge qui compte les bouteilles. Non, c'est pas pareil.
Donc en fait, Nanki, il faudrait à chaque fois, même si on prend de l'eau minérale en bouteille, finalement, ça serait pas tellement mieux que l'eau au robinet. Et finalement, il faudrait avoir une bonne pensée avant de.
C'est une imposture en fait. L'eau minérale, en fait, c'est pas de l'eau, des matières minérales organiques. C'est des minéraux qui ont été vraiment l'eau minérale organique. C'est par le biais des plantes ou par de l'eau de source qui s'est chargée naturellement et non pas des rajouts de minéraux. Voilà. Ça, on pourra faire un live là-dessus. Les amis, je vais couper le live. Voilà, on va dire au revoir à tout le monde. Merci tout le monde. Merci.
Merci à tout le monde. Merci
merci
le live, merci le chat.
Voilà.
Merci d'avoir initié cet échange. Merci.
Merci à tous. Merci.